Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the next podcast. Obviously,
What's
I am
good?
here joined with the GR Gamer, known as JP as well.
Hey, yeah, what's good?
So, JP, would you like to tell the viewers what is our topic for the
Oh God,
day?
okay. Okay, so we couldn't really find a good topic, but we literally came up with this at the last second. So we were thinking talking about what we think is going to happen in the future to the world or anything in general.
Yeah, yes. And with everything
Yes.
that is happening in the world, um, we're just gonna lay on some it's random opinions or just nothing is fact stated that it will happen, or we're just
Yeah.
thinking of that it's maybe a better possibility, or it's going to end that way, and what to carry on.
Mm. So it's basically our own decision. It's our own opinion on how we think everything will happen, basically.
Yes, yeah. So,
Okay.
um, let's start off with one of the big topics that I don't think the world would end on, but how could I say, like, humankind would end on is in a zombie
Yeah.
apocalypse.
Oh my God, you fucking smartass. That's actually, yeah, what I think it might be that, or it might be with, how I think it would be is we'll probably, if the world itself might actually, and I saw a video the other day where it's a time lapse of the future in 4K, and it's really interesting. If you want to, if you don't mind, we can put it in the description, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So we can put it in the description because it's a really interesting and it's quite educational because it makes you think on how everything will end and how everything will turn out in the future. And
Yeah,
basically, what they say, the Earth is like any other planet, of course, and Earth and all planets must come to an end. So they think that we will most likely burn out, or we will get taken away by some big explosion like the Big Bang or something. And it's really interesting to watch because it just makes you have like a whole new opinion or a different like decision on how everything will work or whatever. But it's quite fascinating, and I would really like to get to share that video because it's really interesting to watch.
yes. And you see, on the topic of like explosions and stuff, especially with the scientists that predict the dinosaurs' extinction with the meteor that hit the Earth
Yeah.
apparently. Um, there's a really big meteor that's like, I don't want to say on the way to our planet, but they predict its route is in our general
Oh,
direction.
are you talking about the one in 2050 or something like that?
Yes. The one that's supposed to come in a few years, and they're saying it's
Yeah,
unpredictable
it's
to break
dangerous
it,
because.
but they say they're working on methods to change it around, or just to redirect
Oh, I
its
saw that.
course. And
I think you saw Riddle's video. Riddle made a video about it. It's a channel. It's a really interesting channel.
yeah, and it's pretty interesting to think because there's a lot of ways that scientists predict like the world is going to end, like now with the pandemic and everything. They think
Yeah,
they won't they're not saying that this will end everything, but there's
but
the
it will
slightest
kill a lot.
possibility that it could push a little bit, but no like major things.
Yeah.
And then the fact that the sun is burning through our, what's it in English?
Um, ozone layer is an ozone layer.
Yes.
Oh
That
my
it's
God,
burning
yeah,
through
I've
that
heard
because
about that.
of pollution, and at this
Oh
point
my
the
God,
pollution
yeah.
rate is dropping, and that's really good. But we can't keep it up for really long. So, if that would have to happen, and the sun would burn through, we all would burn to death. So I personally
Yeah.
think the last rocket that's gonna be shot to the moon, I'm gonna be on, because I'm not gonna fucking stay here. I'm gonna be the last
In the
person
fuck, yeah.
alive. I'm gonna eat the two other buggers that's with me in the rocket. I'm gonna make sure of that.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, you need to. If you need to
Oh my.
survive, you need to survive.
You don't need to fucking eat people. Jesus. Was fucking that went 0 to 60 real fast. No, what in my opinion, this virus that's literally taking over the world is a kind of a blessing and a curse. Because if it wasn't for this, how would the pollution ever be stopped or not stopped? Will it ever be gotten less? No, it wouldn't, because it's because of this virus that everybody's afraid to go outside. So this thing is, in my opinion, making the pollution a lot less, which is good. Or I saw something about it. I read something about it making the pollution less,
Yes,
which is a
yes,
good thing.
yes, because all
It's a
the
really good
factories and
thing.
stuff are shut down
Have to be
and
shut down. Yeah,
yeah.
but talking about shutdown and asteroids and shit. That I wonder what's going to happen, because they said that an asteroid is going to hit Earth or be close to Earth 29th April, so which is in 3 days. Or for the viewers, it will be in 2 days. But I think that's really interesting, because I kind of want to watch it happen, because it might not ever happen again or that soon anymore. Maybe in a couple of years, if depending on how everything will turn out. So I think if it does happen, it'll be really interesting to watch, to see it like enter the atmosphere or be close to the atmosphere. So I think it'll be really interesting to watch.
You see, the thing is, the fact that this meteor is so standing out is really weird, because every time you see a shooting star, it's actually just a meteor just flying very
Yeah,
fast past and going through our, like, what's it now called again? You
atmosphere or something.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
could
know
say
what you mean.
atmosphere. You could say atmosphere. Going through
Yeah, it
it,
burns up in our atmosphere. Yeah, it
yeah,
is atmosphere.
and it burns up and then it's gone, and it's like in a blink. So,
Mm.
and I don't want to say in general where, but you could say America's region. It mostly happens that meteors actually hit in the desert and stuff, and
Mm.
the government finds a lot of meteors hit the ground, but it's small meteors. It's not big ones that actually have a big impact or
It's not
anything.
a danger to society.
Yeah, and they see a lot of them hit, but they're just like, okay, they just come our way. But now one of my big questions are, what if, because in space there's most like meteor storms, I want to say storms, but like a flow
Yeah,
of
it
a
is.
lot
I
of
know what you
meteors and stuff.
Yeah, like a
W-
large group.
Yeah,
It's like a school of fishes, like a large group of meteors.
yeah, and those meteors can come like straight to us and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Sure, most
scary.
of them will like burn out and stuff.
Burn up.
Yeah, burn up. And it's really cool if you were like able to see all of that, but your face would be like, your brain wouldn't be able to like recognize like, what is that actually coming towards me? Like, you would be in a state of like, what the hell is happening? But yeah, true gamers would know. Okay, no shit. Now time to run. Now time to run. You grab everything you
Yeah, of
can
course, I'm
and
not gonna fucking stand there
run.
like a retard and record it.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's time to
Oh,
run. I've
okay.
seen it with my brain. It's time to run.
Yeah, yeah, you ain't gonna wait for that shit to murder your ass. You gonna run away like a baby.
Yeah,
Actually, let me quickly look on Google on when it's supposed to hit at what time or whatever,
yeah, yeah. Um,
and you can talk. You can still talk about whatever.
because it's basically like I want to say eclipse or blood moon. I'm not completely sure. Uh, both of them when they happen, but I think it's with the blood moon. They say most people only see it once in their lifetime, so it's basically like once in 100 years that people actually only see it. Now I have
Yeah,
seen one before, and I have seen I
I
think
think I have.
about 3 or 4
Wasn't it the one
eclipses.
last year or something?
No,
The blood moon, I think.
yeah,
It was recently.
yeah, I'm not completely sure. I think, yeah, maybe. But I know when I was in 7th grade, yeah, 7th grade, there was an eclipse while I was at school. And the school told us we can go and look at the eclipse. And
Oh
I was
yeah,
actually
it
able
was when I
to,
was in primary.
yeah, primary school. And I was actually,
Yeah.
my teacher took us outside. She even gave, the school actually gave us the goggles to look at the eclipse. and we was just sitting there
Well,
and
technically, a
looking.
piece of plastic wasn't a goggle, but yeah, you could say it.
Yeah, it really makes the difference, but yeah, and
Yeah.
if you look at it like that, it's actually really weird. I actually
Mm.
really just thought of a topic, but it would trigger I don't want to say stupid people, but non-intellectual people.
Non-educated.
Yeah, people that
Okay.
are people's
Let me
egos
just.
that are bigger than their head. Um, people that think the
Well,
Earth is flat. I want to say.
yeah.
um, and I can understand what they mean by that the Earth can be flat, and that it can be day on
There's
one side and night on the other side. But if you take it in
the thing is,
perspective and you see a flat surface and you take the sun, if the sun would have to shine on the left side, it would shine all the way through, and the shadows would lie all the way. You would still get sunlight, no matter what. No matter how big the scale is, you would still get sunlight. And
yeah.
the retination, what I've heard before, is that the sun goes under. That's why it's nighttime. That doesn't really make sense why it would be. Well, in America it's now nighttime, and by us it's
Yeah.
daytime. So
Okay, it's not nighttime there. It's really early. At least
yeah, it's
that's
really early. It's like maybe like 3 o'clock in the
three,
morning.
four.
Yeah, three.
Actually, let me check. It's currently
It's 7 hours
it's the
behind.
three.
Seven
It's nine.
hours.
It's 9:17 in New York, right?
Okay, so it's morning.
It's quite early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's morning.
But how?
Now by
Yeah. How does that make sense?
yeah, but remember, by us it is the sun is like going
Three
down now.
seventeen, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
sun
three
is going
seventeen
down
in the
now.
afternoon.
Yeah, so it's still if it's still 12 o'clock by us in the day, it's still nighttime by them. So it's just really early in the morning, by them nighttime.
Yeah.
So
And how does that make sense if it was flat?
yeah, it won't make sense because then the scale won't actually work. And the one thing I actually want to do is, if I ever find a person like that, I want to tell them, I'll give you $1 billion in cash if you can find the edge of the world for me. If you find the edge of the world for
Oh my
me,
God.
you can do that. And I've also
You know,
heard
there's
the people say the reason we don't have a lot of water is because the water flows over the edge of the world. So basically, you're telling me
yeah.
that the water goes into space.
Yeah, how does that work? Where will the water go? Will it just evaporate? It doesn't make sense. And there's actually, speaking of this, there's a guy named Chris Hadfield. He's a really interesting. He has like a YouTube channel. He's an astronaut, and he uploaded a video where he basically shows, because he's in the International Space Station when he records, and he showed a video where he pointed towards he moved the camera towards Earth, and you could clearly see it was a big round ball. How does that
Yeah,
make sense if it was flat?
yeah, but you
Oh,
see,
speaking of this asteroid, yeah, you can talk. I'm just quickly reading what it says here.
um, a lot of people, the reason why they say they don't have a real image of Earth is because they are saying there's no real footage of the people stepping for the first time on the moon. What is
Mm,
understandable because you
mm.
don't see stars and the flag is waving and there is no air that flows in space. So,
Exactly. So how would the flag have life?
but one of the big things is you astronauts never tell you how it is to be in space. And I've read an article on it before, and they actually say that the astronauts don't know what to say because it actually scares them to be out there and they don't want to talk about it. Um,
Mm.
it's like the first man
Oh,
that
actually,
stepped on
you
the
would be
moon.
scared.
What's his name?
Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
Is it Neil Armstrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it is. When he came back to Earth, they interviewed him, and he said he can't explain. He doesn't know what to say, what it looks like. And they got one of the astronauts to say something, and what he said shocked them. He said it was just empty. They didn't know what happened. It's just empty. And
Empty. Yeah.
they have a lot of research done because they send people into space. Well, they haven't started yet, but they're proposing to start this year again with it.
Yeah.
But before,
I think
um,
they won't do it because of this virus, so I think they
yeah,
might cancel it. Maybe
and
next year.
they do it because they want to see how long people can survive in space before inducing psychosis and madness, and they
Yeah.
have brought it down to 5 years as max. And then people
Jesus.
start getting
We'll
seizures,
start
and
getting psycho. Yeah.
they start hallucinating and having really bad dreams and stuff like that. And it's actually weird, but it's understandable because they say it's to the pressure um, of like what's happening on and where they are, and I would think they would be under like a lot of stress. Um,
Yeah.
and it's understandable, but that's why they change the people around a lot, and that's why they're only like 3 to 4 people there, because then it's not a lot of people, it's not too much interaction, and the people have to get along really good. Because otherwise, you can't
Yeah.
send 2 people that hate each other up into space. They're going to be there for a few years with each other. Because
Yeah.
at
It's
this
gonna be
point,
absolute hell.
at this point, we have nobody on the moon and stuff like that, but we have people in space stations. Well, I don't want to. Yeah,
Yeah.
we people call it space stations, but it's actually just like a big satellite where people live in.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it is. It's the International Space Station. It is like a massive satellite. It's mainly for research.
yeah. And at this point, I saw a video on it. I think it was about 2 days ago. Um, how they tell you how they sleep, um, how they lock themselves in, lock their arms in so they can't. Well, not completely like lock their arms in, but with Velcro
It's
straps.
like in a sleeping bag.
Yeah, it's in a sleeping bag, and so that their arms don't wave around and stuff, because they can actually get really hurt if they just float
Yeah,
up and hit their head and stuff. And then they show you how they bath themselves and how they do everything. And it's actually really
yeah.
interesting because they designed a pen that was able to write in space, but they could have just used a pencil.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because
Mhm.
pencil can't leak anything at all.
Yeah, it's
Um,
stupid.
it's actually really, you would think a scientist would be the one that would be able like to tell the government, listen, we don't need to design anything. We have a pencil. Like 160 of a IQ, and you can't even see the thing right in front of you. Well, I wouldn't even guess
While
it.
using it.
Yeah, while using it, but I wouldn't even necessarily just guess it. But it's still a probable thing
Pretty
that I would have
obvious.
thought about of using instead of just jumping straight to something that you're able to
I
make for
think it
it.
must be something to do. I think it must be something to do with the things pencil are made of. It must be probably that's probably why they didn't use it. But yeah, this guy says, or it says here, a massive asteroid is approaching Earth next week. It looked like it wearing a face mask, which doesn't make sense. But it says here. Oh, I see what they mean. No, that does not look like it. The space rock, known as 1998 OR2, will be nearly 4 million miles away from Earth next Wednesday at around 5:59 a.m. ET, classifying it as a potentially hazardous asteroid, despite the impossibility of it poisoning and threat. Oh my God, that's actually really scary to read. So they say the chances of it being it's a potentially dangerous asteroid. That's what they're saying.
That's really actually weird,
It's
because
interesting to think about it.
yeah, it is. It's really interesting, but it's not gonna scare anyone because, okay, well, you get pathetic people that it actually does scare. But if you think about it, there has been worse cases in the world, and I don't think it would be able to spread. It would maybe like spread like, let's say, like up to 10 miles in each way from
Hmm.
where it hits. So as it doesn't hit in like a city or countryside or something,
Yeah.
and it hits in the middle of nowhere or hits in the sea, even if it okay, if it hits in the sea, it's possibly it could be
It's
really
gonna
it could be
gonna
more.
gonna kill. It might kill the livestock. Or
Yeah,
not livestock. Livestock is animals, fishes. It will kill the fishes.
yeah, it will kill the fishes, but if it hits in the sea, it could actually spread really. It could spread more because then it could break up into pieces
Yeah,
and
because
go everywhere.
yeah, and the people are trying to they are trying to filter it so that you can actually drink seawater since we are running out of water, and it's quite some it's close to dangerous. It's not. Let's say we don't have anything to worry about yet, but they are saying that we might need to start worrying in a couple of years. But other than that, they are trying to filter water, and I think if the asteroid were to poison the water, I think that would be quite dangerous.
Yes, it would be quite dangerous actually. But just to think about it, it actually costs. Well, I don't know how much, but they got so it said it costs like a few million or something to actually filter the water. But if you think about it, if you're going to a global pandemic like we are now, you
Yeah,
don't think about money for water because no one is going to want to pay to get water. You're gonna have to give out water. The
yeah.
governments are gonna have to give out
It's it's
water
it's
to
illegal
help
to it's
everyone.
illegal to have to pay towards it.
Yes, and it's
Well,
otherwise you're gonna lose like most of your population because you can only go three up to 3 days without water, and then your
yeah.
body starts to give in, and you start to.
Well, you are technically supposed to pay for. Well, you do pay for water, but if you don't pay, your power gets shut off because they are not allowed to refuse water. Like
Yeah,
it's essential to live.
but you see, is the thing is the water they're pumping in to your house now is clear water. So they won't
Yeah,
be
sort
able
of.
to pump seawater through a filter that's fast enough to go into a house and run everything in a house. That's not
Yeah,
possible yet. But they're gonna have to they because there is a thing that they use to filter the water and everything. But it's a slow process. It's not a really fast process that it is able to do. But we can clean water, but we can't just um, pull all the salt out of the
drink.
water. That's the big thing is with the seawater is the salt because the salt will inevitably kill you if you drink too much of it. That's why
Yeah,
that's why your parents always tell you if you go underwater by the sea, just close your mouth because otherwise you're gonna swallow a lot of water. And
yeah,
a good reference to that actually is from Ice Age when Sid is on the piece of ice and he drinks the seawater. His whole face
yeah,
pulls together and you can see his bone and everything. Um,
yeah.
I want to say that's possible. That's a possible matter that could actually happen if you drink too much
Mm.
of it, and stuff.
Yeah. Because the thing is, the water is like extremely salty. So yeah, I think you can't take too much salting because it will most likely be really harmful to you because I think that salt is like really it's not just I think salt is also sour in a way, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
I think so.
I think there is sour in salt,
I'm actually looking
which will
up
make
now.
it like potentially dangerous. Okay. But yeah, that's I think if it were to happen so that we can potentially drink seawater, it will have to be filtered a lot. It'll most likely have to be cooked like 700 times. It's just going to be one hell and painful process to do.
Okay.
And also, you also get a thing called a live straw. So I don't know how that works. It's basically a straw that you can be able to you can drink seawater or water through it. So I don't know how that works. How can they make a simple thingy that can allow you to drink like dirty water and stuff, but they can't filter the normal water? It does
Yeah.
kind of not make sense a little bit, but I suppose dirty water and seawater are two different things. So I think that's what makes it possible to drink the dirty water instead of seawater.
Yes, yes. I have a thing here. Our search is to is too much salt bad for you? And it says here, excess excess sodium increases blood pressure because it holds excess fluid in the body, and that creates an added burden on the heart. So it affects your heart. Too much sodium will increase your risk of stroke, heart failure,
Jesus.
um, osteoporosis, um, cancer, and kidney
Fuck,
diseases.
bro.
Um,
That's
and
scary.
and 1 in 3 Americans will develop high blood pressure in their life. So that's a little bit of a fact also with the Americans. So
Yeah, it's because of all
the too
fat.
much salt
No offense
can
to
kill
any
you.
Americans listening.
Too much salt can kill you.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that it will kill you, but the fact that you can get more strokes lead to heart attacks as well. So heart failure kills you, osteoporosis
Yeah.
can kill you, cancer can kill you, kidney diseases can kill you if you don't get a new kidney. So yes, it is a possible death. Um,
Yeah, so you so rather not fuck around with seawater.
yeah,
Oh my god, that's really fucking scary to think about. Because if you make a mistake and you accidentally, let's say you live on your own and you live like outside and you have to like survive on resources outside and you accidentally fucking didn't properly clean the seawater and you drink it, that shit will kill you. That's fucking scary to think about.
yes. Um, I wanna say seawater. Yes. Um, humans' kidneys can only make urine that is less salty than salt water. Therefore, to get rid of all the excess salt taken in by drinking seawater, you have to urinate more water than you drank. Ex- e- my tongue is twisting.
Fucking
Equivalently, you die of dehydration even as you become thirsty. So salt water, seawater, makes you dehydrate, so you become really thirsty. So you need to urinate to get all
yeah,
the salt out of you. That makes sense,
yeah,
and that's
yeah.
actually
It's the fucking
really good of an explanation.
so you cannot drink seawater because it will most likely kill. That's just the easiest way of saying it.
Yes,
It's fucking scary. Jesus.
yeah, that
Fuck,
is actually really
I think
scary.
if I
J-
think if the ocean or if everything would have flooded or some shit, I think it would be fucking hard to live because you will most likely
yeah, you
end up
won't be
drinking
able
a fuck ton of
you won't be able to get any, yeah, you won't be able to
food.
get any fresh water because all the normal water would go into the sea, so everything would be together and you won't be able to drink it. And just to
Yeah,
think about it, there are also animals that can live in salt water and fresh water. So just to see how they are developed is also really good. And what I
yeah,
think is they must actually try and take some of those animals' DNA for studies, obviously, not to hurt them.
hmm
For social studies to see if they can maybe switch it with human DNA, or not switch it, like mend it with human DNA to see if it can have the same replica. Maybe then we can
It's gonna be
actually
fucking hard to do.
that. But imagine it, because there's a jellyfish on the coast of Australia that can heal itself. If it loses a limb or something, it can grow the limb
Oh
back.
yeah, I fucking heard of that.
Yeah, so imagine if they can switch a little bit of that DNA with human DNA, you could actually grow back body parts. We can do that. We do that,
It,
but
it it depends on what it is.
yeah, but we can't grow back body parts, but we do grow back our largest organ, that is our skin. Because your skin does close up after you get a cut or something. We just put stitches
Yeah.
in so increases the rate of heal, so it doesn't have to mend from far away, so it can heal from close up. And as soon as the
Oh, by
stitches
the
are
way,
out,
speaking
yes,
of this, did you know that they say that somebody? I saw a video because I love watching these videos about the Earth and what people think will happen. There's a guy said that potentially by 2050 people most will there's a chance of people being invincible. Like you won't be able to die by anything. Like let's say a fucking RPG bullet hits you, you will explode and get a lot of pain, but you will most likely not die. That's
j-
pretty fucking scary to think about it.
just a fun fact for you. Um, by that time, we are, if I'm 100% correct, we would be 46 or 47 years old.
Yeah,
Because if you go
yeah,
and
I
look,
think so.
if you go and look at the movie Ready Player One, in that movie, by 2045, we are 41 years old. Because I did this study because I wanted to look up how old the kid in the movie is. Um, we would be 41 years old by then. Now, just
Yeah.
imagine if the world actually turns out like that in the next 20 years. It would be
Hmm.
astronomical, and they started with that in 2027. So that's 6 years away. Seven
Imagine it
years
fucking
away.
happened.
7 years away. It is 7 years away with that type of technology. If they are telling us through a movie that they already have that technology and they are going to launch it then, imagine the rate of how the world's going to turn out. If the world turns out like it is in there, I wouldn't mind. I would play like that games every single day of my life.
No, but the thing is, we are definitely going to run out of food, or Earth will most likely run out of food. And how will it be? Because you will be constantly 24/7 hungry. You haven't eaten, like if you haven't eaten for 21 days, you will die, I think. But let's say they do end up being invincible. How would that make you feel? Like if you won't be able to fucking eat, you will constantly be in pain. I don't think that'll be fun.
Yeah, but you see, it's because you have neural cells in your brain that controls the fact that tells you, okay, you need to eat. You're hungry now. But you still have that decision over, okay, no, I don't want to eat. It's like your stomach is growling and telling you, okay, I'm hungry now. Let me eat, please. Just let me eat. Then you're like, no, you're not going to eat now. Leave it. I don't want to eat now. I'm not hungry. I don't want to stand up. I don't want to eat. And that's the type of thing that I want to say they're going to want to take away. Because
Yeah.
I've read of people that have no nervous system. So they can't
Oh
feel,
yeah.
they can't feel pain. So physical pain to them,
Yeah.
like a knife stab or gun wound, they can't feel it. But that's not to say they can't feel emotional pain. So that you can still feel because that's your fucking heart and your brain. It's not a physical pain. So all their physical
Yeah.
pain gets taken away. So it's really weird as to how it works because you can basically then say you're a vampire, but just without the fact
Hmm.
that you need to drink blood um, or eat or anything.
Yeah.
But you can go without sleeping because you won't get tired then. You'll basically be a cyborg because you won't have to sleep. You can't
Yeah.
die, and the human race will live forever. But then the thing comes in with population. Our population rate is going to be way too high. We're
Yeah,
going to
because
be,
as soon as a new child gets born, it'll have to. And I mean, there's so many fucking children or people being born every year. It's like insane. So
yes,
it'll most likely get. So we will most likely get fucked up on space and shit because there will have to be like 7 people in one house, or not 7, more than that, like 70 people living in one house because there won't be space on in that house or that place or wherever because people can't like fucking listen and not have sex, if you know what I mean. Like fuck.
yes,
Like there's way too many people getting born every day. I think you can watch a live count of new deaths versus new lives getting registered. I don't know how to explain. Like you have to register that you are officially born. So you have to, so you can actually see the accounts of how many people are getting registered as alive people every day, and it's really fucking scary to see how fast they get like registered, or how many people are there every day getting registered as alive. So it's fucking scary
Yes, yes, yes.
because there's so many goddamn people.
I actually have something, yeah. Um, I want to sneeze, but it's not coming out. Um, there are, my tongue. There are on average about 250 babies born every minute. Every minute,
Jesus.
more than more than 130 million in a year. It is predict it is,
Predicted.
yeah, no, projected that there will be 11 billion people by 21. So next year
Yeah, oh my beautiful.
there will be, they're predicting that there will be 11 billion people.
It's fucking scary to think about.
We only have so much land. Just let us purge for one night. Just let us purge for one night. We will bring down
Calm
the
the fuck
rate.
down.
I'll bring down the rate with 1 billion. 1 billion people. I can promise you.
Just get fucking Trump to drop a bomb on some other fucking place.
Nuclear bombs. um,
Jesus Christ.
yeah. So, do you want to carry on or?
We can carry on for like a couple more minutes because this is quite fun.
Okay. Okay. So, um, we actually went really far off of topic, but
Really fucking far.
let's try and get back on track with the correct
What
topic of
were we talking about?
the asteroids.
Talking about yeah, asteroid.
The asteroids and what's currently going on in the world. Um,
Wait, how long have we been recording?
37 minutes.
Okay, I think we could end it now because it's gonna be pointless. We recorded for fucking like an
Yeah.
hour.
Okay.
There's gonna be a shit ton of editing.
Yeah. Well, I don't need to edit anything, actually.
But you
Um.
fucking know what I mean.
Yes. 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 Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Yeah, this was really fun. This topic was interesting.
Yes. This one is gonna be really good.
Next
So
time we should talk about math. No, I'm
no,
just kidding. I
no,
don't
no,
want
no,
to
no.
fucking kill my viewers.
Let
I
let
don't
let
want to fucking
let's
kill the viewers.
let's do this. Let's do this. You guys choose. Everyone who watches the video. Put in the comment section what you guys would like to see in the next video, and then we'll run through we're not going to run through every one of the topics, but we're going to run through as many
We'll talk
as,
about some topics.
yeah, we're going to choose some topics, and then we'll probably
Like two,
leave
three topics
some
maybe.
of them for the next video.
Yeah, that'll be really fun.
Okay, just so you guys can
But
also help us and we don't sit in a
because
black hole.
we are fucking stupid. Let's just tell them that we can't even think of a fucking topic.
Okay, well, cheers everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Thank you
Like
for
and
watching, guys.
subscribe if you guys want to see more content.
And if they do enjoy it,
Yes, and if you guys enjoy it. Cheers.
okay, so see you guys again.